So what's going on, guys? I'm BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where today we're going to be taking a look at some really interesting intel within Black Ops Cold War that talks more about the director. We definitely know from the Toten ending cutscene that he is up to something, but what that is, we don't know. However, there is some intel you can find in the Onslaught mode, which is only for PlayStation, where the director of Requiem makes some strange decisions. We suspect that potentially it could be Eddie for a few reasons. One, his behaviour. He acts very similar to previous iterations of RICHTOFEN that we've seen. However, we know that he's not exactly going to be the same. Also, combined with the fact we haven't actually seen Eddie yet, but we know he is in this universe. It is a theory. The director could be someone else. We'll just have to wait and see. But the story with this person is definitely starting to heat up. But just before we continue on, I do want to say that today's video is sponsored by Mech Arena. Like most of you guys watching, I play mobile games as well. I know how it is. You're playing, you're having a good time, then you turn the corner and you're hit by a big pay-to-win player. And well, what happens? He mops the floor with you. And that's why I've been playing Mech Arena. It's a competitive 5v5 shooter where I progress based on how I play, and skill actually matters. One of the many reasons I like this game is winning depends on how skillful you are. It's not pay to win. Unlike a lot of other mobile games, winning isn't based on spending money. All of the mechs in the game, the weapons, maps, and the game modes are available to everyone. You can see just a couple I've got is Paragon, who's kind of like the OG mech, and then my personal favourite Lancer because he's a lot smaller and very nimble. He can move about and dodge quickly. There are loads of free-to-play ways to get resources and progress, like just doing events or daily objectives. Even me here playing as Lancer, who, like I said, is the smaller mech, you can still take down the bigger mechs with smarter gameplay and weapon combinations. What's so good about it is everyone is on an even playing field at the start of the battle. Winning is all about being the best player, which is how it should be. Mech Arena is just launched globally. They're running a huge celebration event in game right now with loads of awesome events and some amazing free welcome gifts if you start playing between August the 9th and August the 19th, which you definitely don't want to miss out on. It's completely free to play on Android and iOS right now, and you can use my personal link to get the Black Carbon skin, 300 A coins, and 50,000 credits to help kickstart your game. And if you're quick, you can add me as a friend. My username is BlackOpsAmazing, so add that and we can play some matches together. You don't want to wait around. So there we go, guys, and thank you to Mech Arena for sponsoring today's video. So in the Onslaught mode on the multiplayer map Rush, as with all of the Onslaught maps, there are 3 pieces of intel you can pick up. The first document is called Comic Cannibals, and it reads, "My name is Sean Corden. I am at Spoley Field near Dulth Mall with my friends Scott, Ashley, and the Wilson twins David and Greg. Some seriously bogus shit is going down here right now, but so far we've got it handled. We were practicing for the team speedball tournament when we heard screaming coming from the pro shop. Went to check it out and we damn near got trampled by the super fucked up people that came charging out. Something is seriously wrong with them. It's like that movie where the comet turns everyone to cannibals. Now, me and my teammates have practically lived here since they opened. All that practice got us working like a squad, and we know where everything is. So we kicked away from the comic cannibals and booked into the storage locker. This thing is built to withstand tornadoes. It's also where they keep supplies, plus a machine that makes and fills paintballs. We are using sulfuric acid drain cleaner to make acid balls and filling others with lighter fluid and turpentine so we can tag these dudes and set them on fire. I even found a pesticide sprayer that I think I can rig like a flamethrower. We are already armoured up from practice and we have a game plan written on one of the little maps, Spoley printed for the newbies. I'm feeling good about our chances, even if we're the only ones left alive. Sean." And we can then see the game plan they've written out on the map. The first area is the airsoft field, which is where the Wilson dudes are, and their plan is to keep moving and use long line of sights. The second area is the paintball field where Sean is. He's using the flamethrower and, well, he's telling everyone to stay clear. The third area is the pro paintball field. That's where Scott is. For him it says, "Lead the meatball heads through structure and ambush with acid balls." And then the fourth area is the pro shop, which is where all of the trouble started, so no one is allowed to go there. And the fifth area is the speedball arena, which is where Ashley is, and it says, "Set fire traps in speedball arena." So just from those first 2 documents, there is another one, but we can get a good idea of what's going on here. All of the multiplayer maps are canon to our zombie story. It's the same with the campaign, it all takes place in the same universe. And in all of our multiplayer maps, zombie outbreaks have taken place. And the exact same thing has happened in Rush. These guys were practicing for the team speedball tournament when all of a sudden, from the pro shop, they started hearing screaming and everyone came charging out. Yes, you guessed it, they had turned into zombies. This happened in all of our multiplayer maps where an anomaly appeared, which in turn caused a zombie outbreak. So once that same thing happened in Rush, the people that were practicing here, because they were so skilled using a paintball, and because they were already armoured up, they were practicing, when the zombie outbreak did happen, using their skills with their paintball guns, and also their skills to make exotic weapons, I guess you could say. They combined sulfuric acid drain cleaner to make acid balls, and then they filled them with lighter fluid and turpentine so they could set the zombies on fire. They also made a flamethrower using pesticide sprayer. These people used these homemade weapons to fight off the zombies. And the very last thing Sean says on this note is, "I'm feeling good about our chances, even if we're the only ones left alive." And that then brings us to the final document on Rush, which is called Done and Dusted, which is from Weaver to the director of Requiem. It says, "Sir, I have submitted a formal after-action report of Requiem's response to the dimensional micro-breach at the Spoley Field paintball facility in northeast Atlanta. It omits certain sensitive details which I wish to memorialise here for reasons that will soon become clear. As you know, when our strike team arrived, they found the situation already contained by a paintball team comprised of 5 local college students. They were taken into custody, treated for injuries and debriefed. The problem, of course, was that they had seen too much. Releasing them risks making the public aware of the documented threat that we have kept secret ever since End Station. My initial orders were to have them sign a non-disclosure agreement, threatening them with prosecution should they ever reveal what happened. Like you, I had my doubts that 20-somethings could keep their mouth shut, but I was still taken back when you overrode me and took the measures that ultimately provided a cover story and discredited the survivors. You ordered our medical team to administrate doses of phencyclidine, the drug known as angel dust, that the news media associates with various murderous rampages across the country. The cover story became that angel dust use at Spoley Field resulted in a frenzy of violence, claiming multiple lives. Despite my objections, you had the narcotic planted in the storage area where the survivors sheltered, then allowed local law enforcement to come in and connect the dots. The survivors' claims of cannibalistic zombies were dismissed by police as drug-induced hallucinations. Sir, I have participated in many questionable acts in my career. Few have shaken me like this one. I recognise your authority, but strongly request we avoid such extreme measures in the future." So after the zombie outbreak at Rush, as with whenever this happens, Requiem was sent in to clean things up. However, this time things were different because there were survivors. Usually when Requiem arrive at these outbreak zones, everyone is dead, but this time it was different because the college students managed to survive. And this was a problem for Requiem because the zombie outbreak was supposed to be hidden from the public. We've seen in maps like D Machine, Firebase C, Maudertoten, for every zombie map there has been a cover story that has been put out to the press so that the citizens living around the area don't know what's going on. No one besides from Requiem and the CIA, obviously Omega as well, but outside of those groups, normal people, they don't know of the zombies' existence. It's been kept a secret. And so when Requiem arrived at Rush and found out there were survivors, this was a problem. We then learned that the survivors were told to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so if they ever told anyone about the zombie outbreak, they could be prosecuted. Pretty much Requiem threatened them. However, not believing that 20-year-olds could keep a secret, instead, the director of Requiem took measures into his own hands. He ordered Requiem's medical team to administrate angel dust. Within the media, that drug is associated with murderous rampages because of hallucinations, and so the cover story then became that angel dust was the reason for the violent frenzy that took place in Rush. The reason why multiple people died there was because they took that drug, and as for the survivors, any stories they told could just be put down to them hallucinating due to them taking angel dust. Any claims they had of seeing zombies, it could just be dismissed by police as a drug-induced hallucination. But we find out at the end of this document that Weaver wasn't happy with the director's decision. They were initially just going to get these kids to sign NDAs, but instead, the director took measures into his own hands, gave them drugs, which made up a whole new cover story. This combined with what we already know about Requiem's director, some of these suspicious things he's done in Maudertoten. He was the one that sent Klaus the robot into Berlin to kill the CIA agents. He's also watching Samantha very closely. He told Weaver and the rest of Requiem to experiment on her. There is definitely something going on with the director that we don't know, and the biggest mystery I guess is, well, who is he? His face hasn't been revealed to us, but we suspect that it could be Eddie. There are a couple of reasons for that. His personality, some of the sly things he is doing, on top of the fact that we haven't actually seen Eddie yet, but we know he exists in this universe. We don't have concrete proof that the director is Eddie, but it's a theory. So there we go. Yet more suspicious activities that the director has participated in. Anyway, there we go. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, goodbye.